Now, an 18-wheeler crashed into a Texas Department of Public Safety building in Brenham today. At least one person was killed and 14 people were hurt, with several in critical condition. Authorities say the vehicle was stolen and the suspect that crashed the scene was intentional. The driver refused treatment at the scene and was taken into custody and may face additional charges. The front of the building and the 18-wheeler both had extensive damage. Initial reports say the driver was denied a commercial driver's license there on Thursday. Now, in a statement, State Senator Lois Kolkhorst added, quote, DPS reports one staffer had been trapped for a period of time inside the office. This deliberate, heinous act is a reminder of the dangerous work done by our law enforcement and licensing agents that work to provide public safety and services, unquote. A 46-year-old suspect from Victoria was arrested by Victoria County deputies. Timothy Juarez faces 2 charges of manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of a $100,000 bond. Now, a 43-year-old Lavaca County suspect was arrested by Victoria Police. Matthew Freeman faces 2 charges, including manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of a $50,500 bond. Now, over in Hallettsville, police report a stolen vehicle between Wednesday and Thursday nights. That's a black 2020 Dodge Ram 1500, a license plate number that reads SYH7979 was stolen from the 200 block of South Pecan Street. If you have any information on this theft, contact the Hallettsville Police Department at 361-798-3683. And now, shifting gears, let's take a look at your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. Hey, Mac.
Hey, how you doing? Well, look, I tell you, across the country, we've got storms in the east, storms in the west, gorgeous weather in the central part of the country, and that includes you, because the weekend's going to be really a good one. We'll be talking about what happens in the next 7 days coming up in just a few minutes, so we'll have all your weather in just a few minutes. We'll toss it back to Karina.
Mac, thank you. New information has come out regarding a shooting spree in December that started near San Antonio and ended in Austin. Thursday was the first pretrial hearing, but the suspect, Shane James Jr., did not appear. He's facing 4 counts of capital murder and could face the death penalty if convicted.
The 35-year-old was arrested in December after a deadly shooting spree that stretched from San Antonio to Austin. James is accused of killing his parents near San Antonio, then heading to Austin, where he allegedly killed 4 people and injured 2 police officers and a cyclist. Today was his first pretrial hearing, and James did not appear in court with his attorneys.
Typically, they only transport people when there's some specific reason to. There's a motion that needs to be ruled on, there's somebody has a complaint, there's some kind of issue that the judge needs to deal with, or the judge wants to tell people to hurry up. And that we're just not to that point in the case yet.
Defense attorney Russ Hunt Jr. said today's hearing was pushed back because there's still a lot of evidence to gather in the complicated case that played out in Travis and Bexar counties. A psychological evaluation to understand the defendant's mental state is expected to be part of that process.
In every case like this, certainly there's going to be psychiatric follow-up.
James was arrested in Austin last December. His attorneys say he's being cooperative as they try to put together his defense.
He talks to us when we go visit with him, and he seems very intent on his faith, and he's doing a lot of praying right now.
The pretrial hearing was reset to June 11th. James is also facing 2 charges of aggravated assault of a public servant. Republicans in the House of Representatives plan to send articles of impeachment against Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to the Senate Tuesday. This comes after Speaker Mike Johnson delayed sending the articles last week, and some Republican senators are concerned Democrats would rush to dismiss them on the day they were scheduled to leave town for the weekend. Republicans have planned to, or rather threatened to, launch a blockade of all Senate businesses if a full impeachment trial is not held. They are trying to impeach Secretary Mayorkas on his handling of border security issues. Back in Victoria, the Victoria Regional Airport gets high remarks in a federal review of Texas airports in 2023. The Department of Transportation's Bureau of Transportation Statistics shows that all of 26 Texas airports, Victoria Regional had the highest number of on-time flights at almost 90%. The study shows Victoria Regional had fewer than 13% of flights delayed.
We are at 1%, less than 1% of the flights last year were canceled. So it's a huge mark, and that would probably make people comfortable in Victoria to fly out of Victoria Regional Airport.
That less than 1% of arriving flights canceled figure is tied for the best in the survey. 3 streets in downtown Victoria will close Saturday for the home of the Six Flags Market. Closed from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. will be Main Street between Constitution Street and Goodwin Avenue, Bridge Street between Constitution and Forest Streets, and Constitution Street between Bridge and Main Street. It's part of Victoria's bicentennial celebration. Now remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. For now, stay with us. Lawyers for Alex Murdaugh have filed an appeal over a rejected new trial. That's straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Also ahead, Florida has a new law on how law enforcement deals with domestic violence calls. Attorneys for convicted murderer Alex Murdaugh filed a notice of appeal regarding a decision that denied their client a new trial. Last year, his lawyers requested a new trial, claiming the now former clerk of court tampered with the jury by making comments implying Murdaugh's guilt. The state Supreme Court Chief Justice determined some comments from Rebecca Hill were improper but did not influence the verdict. Murdaugh is serving 2 life sentences for the murders of his wife and son. He's also facing other sentences linked to multiple financial charges. Over in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a new law that will require law enforcement to ask several questions to victims on a domestic violence call. This was inspired after Gabby Petito, a Floridian, was killed by her fiance in 2021.
Fighting, reporting some personal issues.
This is video of police in Utah speaking with Gabby Petito just 2 weeks before she disappeared. She had visible bruises and red marks across her face. Yet, after officers questioned the couple, police believed Petito was the aggressor and separated the two for the night.
I can say that if they had used a lethality assessment, I'm certain my daughter would be alive today. Yeah.
They just ask those critical questions.
Yeah, in the right way.
Trained.
Yeah. They just need more training.
Petito's mother, along with her stepmom and stepdad, spoke to Channel 9. They've advocated for Florida and other states to mandate more law enforcement training and what's called a lethality assessment, a list of 12 questions officers must ask victims on domestic violence calls. Those questions include, did the aggressor ever use a weapon against you? Do you believe the aggressor will try to kill you? And has the aggressor ever choked you or attempted to choke you? However, victims don't have to answer those questions. Michelle Spruzel, CEO of Harbor House, says there are still benefits to law enforcement asking the questions.
It's going to start that internal dialogue as well of how I feel about the situation and is this a safe place for me?
I think it would have opened up a door for her to be able to tell them what was really going on. So many people have a Gabby in their life, a loved one, and they might not even know they're going through something, but that's why it's important to learn the signs and ask the questions and just be there for them.
The law is set to take effect in just 3 months, July 1st. Reporting in Ocala, Florida, I'm Ashlyn Webb.
Today, the White House announced President Biden is canceling $7.4 billion in student loans for 277,000 borrowers. This latest round helps borrowers enrolled in the Saving on a Valuable Education Repayment Plan, as well as those in income-driven repayment or public service loan forgiveness plans. With its latest move, the administration has now canceled $153 billion in debt for 4.3 million Americans. Over in health news, around 500,000 Americans are diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, but health experts say many go undiagnosed or are misdiagnosed, so it's believed that that number is actually much higher.
It's a disease that affects the nervous system. Parkinson's disease can cause tremors and impact a patient's ability to move.
It is the fastest growing neurodegenerative disorder in the world.
Neurologist Dr. Hubert Fernandez with Cleveland Clinic says Parkinson's disease has a wide spectrum of severity and affects each patient differently. Treatment varies as well.
We see 5,000 Parkinson patients annually, and not a single one of our patients has an identical treatment plan and treatment regimen compared to another.
Fernandez says Parkinson's disease impacts many parts of the body, including emotions. Patients can be depressed or anxious, have memory or concentration problems. They can also have trouble finding words, and some may have execution issues or are unable to follow commands. Parkinson's can affect the gastrointestinal system, leading to bowel issues or nausea. It can also affect urination, sleep, and many suffer from motor symptoms.
The most obvious and the most visible ones are the tremors.
Other red flags to watch out for: dragging of a leg or arms not swinging when walking, muted facial expressions, and a voice that sounds softer or more monotonous. Fernandez says a neurologist can confirm a clinical diagnosis based on symptoms. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The Texas Tribune found that most 18-year-old Texans are not signed up to vote despite a law requiring voter registration in high schools. You can read this article on crossroadstoday.com. And now let's toss it over to Mac.
Thank you very much, folks. Another gorgeous day out there, 78 degrees right about now. Our high temperature was right at 80, right on the money, and that is exactly where we're supposed to be. Isn't it great when we're normal? That's a good thing. The weekend's going to be beyond normal. It's going to be spectacular, and we're going to be talking about it coming up right after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on Community Crossroads this weekend. We first sit down with Victoria College to discuss dual credit courses, followed by Parkinson Awareness Day and the City of Victoria and Brother Gary Moses, and we end with the Victoria Art League.
The artwork is beautiful, and it ranges from painting to drawing to photography. It's a little stressful because my students do participate.
Welcome back, everybody. We got some great headlines as we get on into the weekend because it's going to be beautiful. We've got plenty of sunshine, a little breezy with an onshore flow coming in on Saturday. And next Thursday is really our next chance for rain. So if you haven't had a chance to enjoy the sunshine, it's going to be a good weekend for it. I tell you, it's going to be spectacular for tomorrow's birthday party downtown. Certainly invite everybody to go downtown and do the unveiling of the remodeled De Leon Plaza, which, remember, it's been there for 200 years. Some of those trees are really old, so that's good. I've noticed we've got a big storm here. This is actually the one that brought us the rain a couple of days ago. There's another storm, which is a late season storm coming in on the west coast. But in the central part of the country, you can clearly see we've got high pressure over us, and that is going to limit any kind of precipitation around the area. We start off with high pressure now. We're going to go through the next few days. We go to Saturday and Sunday. By the time we get to Sunday, though, it gets back out over to east of us, and that's going to encourage a rather strong sea breeze. So it's going to be breezy Sunday and Monday. And I know there's a front coming, and it looks like it's going to be a big one. But frankly, I think our atmosphere is going to be so stable that it really won't come through and destabilize it and give us any kind of rain. Now, you notice the front kind of stalls there, so it's just going to be sort of wobbling around with cooler, drier air to the north, a little bit more humidity piling up to the south, but it doesn't eventually get through here until about Thursday, and then it gives us a little rain chance Thursday and Friday. So it's in the long term. For the weekend, couldn't ask for nicer. Right about now, look at that, comfortable middle upper 70s. Right about now, the humidities are in the 50s. That's low, okay? When we do dew points, remember 50 is nice, 60 is getting a little humid, or you'll feel it. 70 dew point, that's ugly. And upper 70s to almost 80, that's a jungle. You don't want to be there. So dry humidity is always appreciated around here. Looking for a high tomorrow of about 83. A couple of places down along the Rio Grande will be pushing the 90-degree mark. Here's, for those of you, and I think all of you should consider getting out to the coast this weekend because the winds are going to be a little strong out of the southeast, but it's going to be beautiful days to be along the beaches. Just a few high clouds drifting in from the west, no major problems there. Fishing forecast, just reminding everybody, the onshore flow in the afternoon will be stronger, probably in the 25 gusting range. Otherwise, waves are 2 to 3 feet and bays are slightly choppy. So let's take a look at Port Lavaca. Looking good. Sunny skies all day, a few little clouds here and there. Otherwise, a high of almost 80 degrees. For those of you in Cuero, I know you've got all kinds of plans this weekend. I know you do. We're looking partly cloudy and sunny and a high of about 82 as well. And for the rest of us, the 7 days are really very nice. Terrific for tomorrow. A lot of people are going to be downtown. Sunday's looking good. A little grilling and chilling would be good. Then Monday, we start picking up a lot more humidity as the southeast winds really kick in. And so you'll see a lot more cloud cover. But as I mentioned, Thursday, Friday of next week may have a little rain possibility in our skies. Otherwise, enjoy the weekend and have a great birthday party downtown. That's your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Let's toss it back to Karina.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up next on 25 News Now 5, we're going to take a look at your stocks. Plus, the cost of drilling on federal land goes up for the first time in decades. Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow down 476 points, the S&P 500 down 76 points, and the Nasdaq down 267 points. Oil up 64 cents, closing at $85.66 per barrel. For the first time in decades, the Biden administration has boosted the cost of drilling for oil on federal lands. The new rule requires firms to pay $150,000 per lease. Fossil fuel companies also have to hand over more in royalties for the oil and gas they get from federal property. Supporters say this will improve the compensation taxpayers receive and prevent them from having to cover the cost of cleanups. Critics believe this could have a significant impact on smaller drilling companies as well as the U.S. economy and its energy security. Ford is about to give a boost to the new truck market. The company plans to send 144,000 redesigned Ranger and F-150 pickups to dealers. These trucks were held back to look over quality problems. And stay with us. We're going to take one last look at your forecast with Mac. Plus, a company is offering families a chance to lay their loved ones to rest while also giving back to nature. Plus, here's a look at world news tonight right after 25 News Now at 5.
Coming up, the deadly crash, a stolen truck intentionally plowing into a building in Texas. Also, heavy rain and strong winds hitting the Northeast, and a mother accused of leaving her young children home alone while she went on a cruise. Next.
Here's your viewer poll this afternoon. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to vote. The question is, are you going to the Victoria Bicentennial Celebration Saturday? Yes or no? Well, 77% are saying no, but the weather's going to be so great, they should go.
We should change that number, folks. So A, the weather's going to be gorgeous. B, you can go see the new stuff downtown. And C, there's going to be a lot of food down there. So you don't want to miss that.
That's right. Well, let's toss it over to Minnesota real quick, where there's a unique option for the afterlife that helps give back to the environment. Better Place Forest gives families the chance to buy a tree to spread their loved one's ashes across it. Buying a tree starts at around $6,000, and multiple family members can be spread there. Each time someone buys a tree, Better Place plants plants new trees in areas affected by deforestation and forest fires. The organization was founded in 2018, and it's America's first conservation forest memorial company. So, you know, what a great way to give back to our environment and kind of boost up our
Very
eco life.
interesting, and you can say, hey, he became a tree.
Yeah, and some people like to be tossed in the ocean.
Yeah, I don't think I like that. My best friend, one of my best friends passed away, he picked a plot right in front of the little stream so he could pretend like he was fishing.
Oh.
I'm going, really?
Well, you know, everybody has their thing.
Of course.
Everybody has a thing.
We're wondering what they're doing up there, you know?
Well, back to this bicentennial event, because it's going to be packed crowd in downtown.
We think so. A lot of people should be down there enjoying the festivities for the, it's basically all day long. You can go and do whatever you want to do at any time you want. There's all kinds of food trucks, and there's a big sale of stuff, and there's music and bands, and the new stages are being used. So enjoy it, because your Saturday is going to be spectacular. Karina was asking me what I was going to do, and I said, I'm going all the way to the backyard. That's as far as I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to sit down
And play with your puppy.
and play with my dog.
And that sounds like a good Saturday to me. Sounds like
Get a
good
little
weekend.
sunshine, you know?
Yeah? Alrighty, Mac. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for being with us. We hope to see you at the Bicentennial, and we also hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.